To get the most out of your JackBord, it needs an internet connection. In this video, we're going to get the JackBord connected to the internet via your Wi-Fi access point. Then in the next video, the dashboard part 1, we will use the JackBord on the dashboard. But for now, all we need to do is get your JackBord connected to the internet via your wireless access point. To accomplish this, you're going to need the following: your charged JackBord. You need to know the factory ID of your JackBord, your wireless access point's SSID and password, an internet connection, and a device with a web browser, such as a phone or a tablet or even a PC. The wireless access point is the one you normally use to access the internet. You will need to know its SSID and its password. The JackBord cannot connect to 5G Wi-Fi access points. It requires a 2.4G access point. And also note, IPv6 is not supported. When you first turn on your new JackBord, it will start in Treehouse mode. In this mode, the JackBord is self-contained and you connect directly to its Wi-Fi hotspot using your phone, tablet or PC. You can check if it's in Treehouse mode by looking at the activity LED on the front of the JackBord. It should be flashing purple. The JackBord's Wi-Fi SSID will be its factory ID, which is shown on the back of the JackBord. In world mode, the JackBord is connected to the internet via Wi-Fi access point. You interact with it via the dashboard. More about this later. The activity LED flashes blue or white in this mode. If your JackBord is already in world mode, then you can skip this video and move on to the next one, the dashboard part 1. Follow these steps to get your JackBord connected to the internet. Press the power button once and wait for the JackBord to turn on. When turned on, the lights inside the JackBord will turn on as well. You can see them by looking in from the side. If the JackBord is in Treehouse mode, the activity light will flash purple or green once every few seconds. If it's in world mode, it will flash blue or white. In this case, you need to put your JackBord into Treehouse mode manually. See the Entering Treehouse Mode section later on in this video. The JackBord is now acting as a Wi-Fi hotspot, which means you can connect to it with your device. For our example, when we look at a list of the available Wi-Fi access points on our device, a smartphone in this case, we see a new one called 1004. This is the JackBord's SSID. Your JackBord's SSID will be different to this example. Once you find it on the list of available access points, click on it and enter the JackBord's default Treehouse mode password, which is JackBord, all lowercase, all one word. Click Connect and you should be connected to the JackBord as shown. Don't worry if you get a warning saying the internet may not be available. This is normal. For this step, use your device's web browser to visit the JackBord's Treehouse mode homepage. To do this, open your device's web browser and type http://192.168.4.1 in the address bar, which is usually at the top. Be careful not to enter the IP address into the Google search prompt by mistake. If you do, you will get an error and it won't work. If this happens, look for the address bar and try again. For our example, the SSID is tree and the password is trees-r-cool. Your access point will be different. Type the SSID and password for your access point in the respective prompts and click the Save button to save your changes. If there are any issues, a message will be displayed at the bottom of the page. Next, we need to reboot the JackBord into world mode so that it will try and connect to your Wi-Fi. If your Wi-Fi details have been accepted, the page will return and you should reboot the JackBord by clicking on the Reboot into World Mode button. This will cause the JackBord to reboot and attempt to connect to your wireless access point. If the JackBord successfully connects to the internet, the activity light will begin to flash white. In this case, you're ready to move on to the next video, the dashboard part 1. You can find this video by visiting www.jackbord.org and clicking on the Start Here link in the upper left-hand side of the home page. If it comes back and the activity light is still flashing purple, this means the JackBord failed to connect to your Wi-Fi access point. Repeat the above process and try again. And here are some things to try if you still have some troubles. If your device says it's connected but there is no internet, you can ignore this. But if asked if you want to connect despite there being no internet, say yes. If the password is wrong, check you are using the correct one. The default Treehouse mode password is JackBord, all lowercase, all one word. If you can't see the JackBord's SSID on your wireless device, try turning the JackBord off and then on again. Check the activity light flashes green or purple every few seconds. If not, see the manually entering Treehouse mode later on in this video. If you need to manually put the JackBord into Treehouse mode, follow these steps. You will need a push-button switch like this one, or you can use one of the push-button switches on the JackBord top. First, connect a push-button switch between pin D5, the SDA pin, and ground on port D as shown. If you have a JackBord top, connect it like this. The two wires will go from button 2 on the top to pin D5 SDA and ground on port D. With the JackBord powered off, press and hold the button while turning on the JackBord. The activity light will turn on white. Keep pressing the button until the activity light goes off. When it does, release the button. The JackBord will continue its startup process. If it's in Treehouse mode, the activity light will flash purple. If the JackBord is currently adopted, it will flash green. You should now see a new Wi-Fi SSID, which will be the factory ID of your JackBord. You can leave Treehouse mode in one of two ways. The first is from the Treehouse mode home page. From there, click on the configuration icon as shown by the arrow. Then, click on the Reboot into World Mode button. Your JackBord will reboot into World Mode. The second method is to run the JBWorld command on the command page. Click on the command icon shown by the arrow. Type the JBWorld command at the command prompt as shown. Then click the Run button and the JackBord will reboot into World Mode. Now it's time for a quick nap. Now that the JackBord is connected to the internet, we can move on to using the dashboard. View the next video called the Dashboard Part 1. In this video, you will learn how to adopt the JackBord and start using the dashboard. You can view this video by visiting the JackBord website and clicking on the Start Here link on the top left of the home page.